Shocking developments. Fox's underhanded move to silence Coco Gauff's $50 million lawsuit. The morning the world learned about Coco Gauff's lawsuit, the sky above New York City was still dark. But the legal storm brewing inside Manhattan Federal Court was about to explode into a biggest media battle of the year. Coco Gauff, tennis champion, global icon, and the youngest cultural force in American sports, had filed a $50 million lawsuit against Fox Media Group, accusing the network of defamation after an explosive primetime segment misrepresented her words, twisted her character, and unleashed a social media hurricane against her. Fox denied everything. Their anchors doubled down, their executives panicked behind closed doors. And what happened next was so dramatic, so chaotic, and so unexpected that it left the entire country stunned because instead of fighting her in court, Fox allegedly tried something else. A secret move to silence Coco Gauff before the truth could be heard. 1. The story that sparked a fire. It began with a single segment. One evening, a Fox host ran a sensationalized commentary, suggesting Coco had made a controversial political statement after one of her tournaments. In reality, Coco had said nothing of a sort. Her interview was calm, focused on tennis, mental strength, and inspiring young athletes. But the edited clip made it look like she had waded into national politics with a bold, polarizing message. Within hours, commentators pounced. Blogs ran wild headlines, social media twisted rumors. Coco's name trended for the wrong reasons. Her team released a statement clarifying the truth, but it didn't matter. The damage was done. And Coco Gauff, 21, humble, hard-working, and respected worldwide, made the boldest move of her career. She sued not for money, not for fame, but for accountability. The lawsuit demanded $50 million in damages, citing reputational harm and negligence. Fox executives were blindsided. That night, board members met in a glass tower above Manhattan. Documents filled tables, lawyers argued. PR managers panicked. Dow settle? One executive asked. Weckett. Another responded. Settling looks like admitting guilt. Then what duetto? Silence hung in the room. Then one voice spoke up. We make sure this never sees the inside of a courtroom. 2. Fox's underhanded mood begins. Days later, Coco's legal team began noticing unusual activity. Suddenly, Fox lawyers requested sealed discussions off the public record. Unmarked envelopes appeared at Coco's attorney's office. Anonymous calls replaced her sponsors. There were whispers, rumors only off backdoor tactics. Nothing illegal, nothing overt, but everything pointed to an intention. Silence, pressure, intimidation. Fox wasn't trying to win. They were trying to make Coco back down. Coco refused. The next move was even more shocking. 3. The confidential settlement package. One morning, Coco sat with her parents in her Miami home when her attorney walked in holding a thick sealed envelope. This came from Fox, the lawyer said. Coco opened it. Inside were a confidential settlement agreement, a non-disclosure contract, a lifetime gag order, and a check. Not for $5 million. Not for $10 million, but for $50 million exactly. The full amount her lawsuit. Candy Gauff gasped. Cory Gauff frowned deeply. Coco stared at the number for several long seconds. They're trying to buy me off, Coco whispered. Her lawyer nodded grimly. They want this buried. They want you quiet. They want their version of the history cemented forever. Coco felt her pulse raise, not with greed, but with fire. To accept the money meant no justice, no truth, no public correction, no accountability. She closed a folder and pushed it back across the table. My integrity is not for sale, she said. Fox had underestimated her. Now the real battle was about to begin. For Fox UP's the pressure. After Coco rejected the silent settlement, the pressure campaign intensified. Sponsors received strange warnings. Emails claiming Coco was too controversial now circulated mysteriously. Online bots attacked her feed. Thousands of fake accounts spread misinformation daily. A journalist leaked a source claiming Coco was unstable, totally fabricated, completely malicious. Coco's team traced the leak back to someone connected to Fox's peer division. Still, she didn't break. Instead, she doubled down. She announced publicly, "My voice would not be silenced. I will see this lawsuit through." The tweet garnered over 1 million likes in 4 hours. The public rallied. Fellow athletes stood with her. Celebrities publicly supported her courage. Suddenly, Fox's plan backfired spectacularly. 5. The hearing that shook the country. The first public hearing took place on a rainy morning in Manhattan federal court. Reporters packed the sidewalks. Fans waved handmade signs. Inside the courtroom, Coco sat tall, calm, and determined. Fox lawyers entered with towering stacks of documents. Their lead attorney, Marshall Wexler, known for his aggressive style, attempted to argue that Coco's lawsuit lacked grounds. But Coco's attorney stood up and revealed something that changed everything. A printed transcript, a timestamp file, a missing portion of the original interview, a document proving that the Fox segment had intentionally omitted key context. Gasps spread across the courtroom. The judge raised an eyebrow. Fox lawyer whispered frantically. Someone dropped Appin. Marshall Wexler's face went pale. Instantly, the courtroom atmosphere shifted. Coco wasn't just winning. She was dominating. 6. Fox's final play and instant karma. During the second hearing, Fox made a desperate move. They submitted a request insisting that all further proceedings be sealed for safety reasons. They claimed that Coco's public comments were inciting hostility toward Fox staff. The judge reviewed the motion, then slowly shook her head. This appears to be a request to avoid public accountability, not a matter of safety. Fox had hoped to hide, to silence, to bury the truth. But karma, swift and poetic, arrived in one sentence. The judge declared motion denied. The public has a right to the truth. The aftermath, a new era of accountability. Months later, after intense hearings and public discussions, Coco and Fox reach our solution. Not a silent settlement, no to gag order, not a buried apology, but a public agreement. Fox would establish new editorial standards. Fox would invest in unbiased sports journalism. Fox would fund media literacy programs for youth. And Coco's lawsuit. She donated a portion of the compensation to athlete advocacy groups and media ethics foundations. Her actions changed the landscape of sports media relations. Her courage inspired other athletes to speak up. Her lawsuit became a landmark case. Coco Gauff didn't just win a legal battle. She won a cultural one. The final scene. Standing outside the courthouse on the final day with reporters shouting questions. Coco paused, turned, and spoke clearly. No amount of pressure, money, or intimidation can silence the truth. I hope this reminds everyone. Athletes are not targets. We are voices. The crowd applauded. The cameras zoomed in. The moment became iconic. Fox never expected their underhanded moves to create a hero. But Coco Gauff, strong, principled, and unshakable, emerged in the fire brighter than ever. Instant karma didn't just strike Fox. It crowned Coco with victory. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share.